At least the name of the condition I have to go take care of has a really cool name.
Is it like some kind of Pokemon type sounding name, or? It's
flexor tenosynovitis.
What?
It's a cool name. I'm not even on the screen.
I know.
I've already been relegated to the netherworld.
I know.
Whoa, that's a closed space infection? Gross. This is going to be terrible.
Yeah, I know. But it's a closed space infection of the hand, and they actually are orthopedic emergencies. They've already called the guys up in the cities who I am trying to bump out of covering our stuff. And they were they said, oh, call Bryan, and if he doesn't want to take it, then you can send it to us. So now it's God damn it.
Wow.
So I apologize. I had lots of cool stuff this week.
We'll just have to double down.
I even caffeinated, so I was all prepped to harass the hell out of Adam. I've been practicing all afternoon.
I don't know what the deal is, but are you getting his audio, Mark?
Yeah, I hear him.
Is it choppy?
I mean, I'm sure he's getting ready to get the hell out, so.
Yeah, I mean, but you're choppy too.
Yeah, am I? I'm on hard line.
All right. I'm going to chop myself right out of this, guys. I apologize to all the chatters. Have a great night. I will see you soon. So.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I'm sad. I'm legitimately sad about this. So. All right, guys. Have a good night.
You too. I do not know what's wrong with the audio.
I'm also having technical challenges. 500990. All of a sudden, my TV doesn't want to be the second monitor to my laptop. Don't repeat what I'm saying. Okay, good. Ooh, shield mode. Tell me more.
I do not know what's wrong with this setup. I guess we're going to get rid of
Bryan Square. How will we... Has there ever been just two of... Yeah, there's been two of us.
Yep.
All right.
How about this? How about...
Oh, cool. I'm a top. Nice. Yeah! Wait, I don't know.
It's weird.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I don't know. How's this? I feel like we're missing some graphics or something. Well, this would be interesting. And my microphone is picking up road noise. Can you give me a mic check? I'm gonna...
Check 1, check 2, check.
Yeah, you're kind of quiet and in the corner, but that's
let me move this up a little closer. How about that?
That's better. But I don't know. I think Bryan must have been having audio problems. Okay, chatters. What the hell is going on?
I see Mr. Peabody in there. Oh my God. When you log on to Twitch from a different computer, it doesn't keep the dark mode, and I'm like, come on. I love dark mode.
Yeah.
Hey, there's an option called readable colors. Where's the not readable colors option? Let's see.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Shit.
That's very relaxing.
I just shut down my computer on accident.
The one that we're on?
No.
Oh, thank God.
I told it not to shut down, and it's... So how you doing, Mark?
Oh, it's doing pretty good, actually. It's been an interesting day, week, because almost everybody I know, all my developers are on vacay.
Oh, yeah.
So I get to anything that goes wrong, I kind of like don't have anybody to help me, figure it out, which I kind of like, it's kind of like a fun challenge.
Yeah.
So far, I guess 2 out of 2 mysteries solved within a couple hours, so it's kind of nice. But all in my wheelhouse. It's not like sometimes, and I hate, it's always network engineering guys at United, but they're sometimes I feel like they don't know all the hardware that the packets have to go through. Anyway, good times. Like this one guy's like, "Oh man, there's a Palo Alto here? What?" And I'm like, "What? You don't know that?"
And he's a network engineer?
Well, I mean, I think they're new. So
Oh.
They have there's a diagram of everything. It doesn't mean that somebody went and memorized it. It's a freaking gigantic data center, so
I have no access to the chat.
I did pop it out. I do see Metropolis. Hello, he says, we have permission to start the show. Working overtime? Aw, man.
Oh, you've got some stuff to talk about.
I have a couple things. Oh, you saw my show notes.
I am looking forward to Indiana Jones. I'm going to go tomorrow.
That's why I'm wearing the shirt. I'm excited. I'm going to see it Saturday.
Sweet. Yeah, we're going to the Showplace Icon VIP tickets. That'll be fun.
Nice. We're going to it's called Star Cinema. And they have one of those projectors. It's not a projector. It's like a flat screen TV. So there's no projector. But it's, movie theater sized.
Sure.
And the image is very nice. I wonder what happens when there's a dead pixel. That must be weird.
I don't know.
Yeah, so I got this T-shirt to wear to the show just for this. I did try to put on my Indiana Jones hat. It will not go over these headphones, so forget it.
Okay.
I'm open-minded about the movie. How about you?
I've seen couple of trailers, and it looks good to me. So it's Phoebe Waller-Bridge. I kind of like her. So
she's pretty.
Well, I don't know if she's pretty to me. She's not in a classical sense to me, I guess. I don't know. She's
like a Lois Lane. Oh, speaking of, what do you think of the casting of Superman and Lois Lane? Have you checked that out?
Oh, I checked out a Superman once Schneider got a hold of it.
Oh, well, now he lost it, so now it's a new now it's James Gunn.
Yeah, but he's like running the whole show. He's not going to direct that thing.
He is. He's writing and directing it.
Really?
Yep. Which I think is pretty ballsy, considering he usually writes ensemble pieces. So what's probably going to happen, because I forget, there's another league that's going to be involved. I forget what they're called though.
It's not a league. It's like the Justice Society.
No, not even them.
Right? From Shazam 2.
Oh, that's true. Which I liked. That was a good one too.
I did not like Shazam 2. I thought
I watched it the second time
good.
It got better. I feel like it's kind of muddled. I don't like it when I need to see a movie twice.
I think that you know what? So I like Zachary Levi, right?
Yes.
He's good. I like him, but I did not like his portrayal of Shazam in the new one. He was too kid-like.
He's not even as kid as the kid that plays the kid.
Right. He's dumber than the kid that plays a kid.
Right. It's like he gets dumber when he becomes. It's like Rocky. Right. Every movie he got dumber and dumber. No, wait, he got smarter and smarter.
What, Rocky?
Rocky, yeah. If you watch the first Rocky, he's pretty dumb. And then the second movie, he gets smarter. And then, like, I think in the fourth movie, like where he goes and puts his hat on, and wears his jacket, like
that's the fifth one.
The fifth one. Then he gets dumb again.
Yeah. So Rocky 4 is with Drago, and then
oh no, that's the good one. Yeah.
And that's he gets pummeled at the end and gets brain damage. And so the beginning of Rocky 5, he goes to see a doctor and he's got brain damage.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. All right, now I feel bad. I had this great theory. I guess it's been 20 years. I haven't really thought about this situation.
And then Rocky Balboa, the last one, was really good.
Oh, yeah.
Because why not make a Rocky movie when you're in your 60s? You know.
Just keep going.
Oh, you know what? It's almost 7:30. I think.
Is it?
7:27.
We've been doing this for 15 minutes. This is amazing.
Well, you know, we also were, messing around with stuff.
Right.
There's something wrong with my freaking computer. It's driving me nuts.
What do you? Which one? The Mac or the Windows?
Well, the Windows, but I'm using Synergy.
Okay.
So.
How's that? Synergy.
Yeah, so you can have one set of peripherals per computer. You know?
Nice.
So you don't have to. I don't know, but they upgraded it and it was working fine, but now it's not working fine. It's like my mouse acceleration is way, way weird. So, whatever.
Is it like super intense? Like you just move it a little and it goes like super fast?
Yeah, and it's, I don't know. I don't got time to check that out.
Nice.
Yeah, that's going to be freaking annoying. Yeah. I'm getting the Twitch. I'm getting in the Twitch.
The Twitch.
Hey, chatters. You guys want to do a show? What you going to do a show? I actually had a gadget I was going to bring on, but like I thought, well, Brian's got gadgets.
Dang it. Well, now you need to bust out your gadget.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll go get it in a second.
All right.
Let's hit this button. How about this one?
What?
Live from KOYR Studios.
This is Todd Rogers, the king of video games, and you're listening to Arcade Radio.
What's new?
Did you know that Chuck E. Cheese is born inside a jar?
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's new? God, I'm sick of that question.
No matter what I say, it draws controversy.
Get down.
Videomania has gripped the universe. So what's the score?
Roger, 0J, and I feel fine.
Is there anybody actually going to listen to this?
Well, maybe we will. Thanks for listening, and from the Arcadosphere, this is Season 7, Episode 17 of the Arcade Raid Audio... Is there something wrong with your audio?
You sound good.
Oh. Yeah, so this is Season 7, Episode 17 of the Arcade Radio Podcast. Today is Thursday, June 29th, 2023, and the time is now approximately 7:30 p.m. Central. I'm your host, Dr. Adam Jones. I'm joined by my co-host, Mark SALLAH Shields. And, well, Paradise Arcade Shed proprietor and part-time grave robber Bryan Thurston Howell III was on call and is not going to be here tonight.
Dang it.
So if you tune in to see Bryan, sorry, he's not here.
He's at a hospital draining a hand.
Gross. Right? I mean, gross.
Oh, yeah. You got to salute people that are like, yes, I will do this as a job.
Right, and he's on call for it. So it's just a surprise. Like, what else does he have to drain?
Ooh. Wait. Yeah. Drain the snake? Wait, hold on.
Drain
no,
the main
no,
vein?
No, not the snake.
Star Trek. Tell me about Star Trek. Tell me about what you've been working on.
It's funny. I thought you were about to talk about Star Trek Strange New Worlds. I've only gotten about halfway through the episode.
Of what episode? Today's?
Today's episode.
Oh, I'm watching it after.
Oh man, it is interesting. It's the last. They're so divergent, but okay. Let me tell you about arcade stuff I've been working on.
All right.
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
So my Star Trek cockpit, I finally went and took the vents to the powder coater. I decided my coin door is actually in good shape. Like it's not rusty. It looks like somebody sanded it. I'm just gonna paint it. But I did have some coin doors waiting in the wings. So I took a standard over-under I had. I took a Donkey Kong that, I just happened to have. And then I took a Atari Owleye. Have you ever taken apart an Atari Owleye?
Yeah, there's actually a couple variants, and some are more difficult to take apart than others.
Yeah, there's a lot of E-clamp action going on.
Yeah, so that's, I think, the earlier model. And then later it has screws.
Oh, man, that sounds fantastic. So, yeah, I had to actually put it in multiple bags just to make sure I didn't lose some of the things that were in there. Because those E-clamps are so small, they look like rust flakes.
Oh.
But anyway, I took it to them, and I hadn't seen those guys in like maybe 3 years, like through the whole pandemic. And they were like, "Did you open your arcade?" And I'm like, no.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of cool. I did post 2 videos that I had sort of built up, where I retrobrighted it. And then also me taking apart the Atari Asteroids Ally. Those were the last 2 videos. And that one's kind of bombing. It's got about 12,000 videos. But I have a video I posted 2 years ago. Acquaintance / friend of mine that I know. He built a automata, like arcade cabinet, where it has like little, mechanized little dolls that do stuff. In this case, it's a haunted house with a guy sitting on the chair, smoking, reading a book, and all this shit's going on around him, like where there's demons coming out and ghosts and skeletons are anyway. So I posted it. Go check it out on the TikToks.
All right.
It's got 1.4 million views in 2 days.
Nice.
So I'm getting paid for that. I think I need to send that guy some money. Because back when I first posted it, you got paid like pennies for like 1 million views.
Huh. And now you get $1 million for 1 million views?
No, not even close. Although the winner by far of the video I posted that has earned the most is the Dragon's Lair Part 1 video, which has earned me like $4,030 or some crazy, not believable number. And that's all the other videos are like way behind, in the 3-digit range. So
they just want to keep you on the hook. Hey, if we give this guy some money, he'll keep making videos.
Yeah, there's probably some, numbers guy. What do they call those? The bean counter. There's a bean counter somewhere in China. He's like, oh yes, space-time junction. I can keep him hooked. And then last but not least, I knew that my Quantum didn't have a vent on it, and so I went looking around, and I know that He Who Shall Not Be Named mentioned that he was going to make some of those, but I kind of don't want to order anything from him for a little while. Not as a punishment, but he's got to get his act together. He's
got another project he's going to be working on.
He's always got projects. That's the problem. It's like ADHD or something.
He just bought a buggy from the 1800s that he's going to restore.
Yeah. What?
Yep.
So anyway, I went to arcadeboneyard.com, which I know some people are like, don't go there. And I'm like, And so I ordered a Quantum vent from there, and he remembered me, so I got to use PayPal.
Oh, cool.
So that's it. That was the excitement, I think. It's freaking hot out here. I've had like multiple power failures, so that's been keeping me busy.
Oh, yeah. Well, at least your power's on tonight.
Tonight, yes.
So I got this treadmill.
Oh, tell me about it. $10?
$10 at a garage sale.
Nice.
I got it like right after the last show, or maybe the day of the last show. Anyway, I swapped out the futon. I sold that for $100 to a guy.
Oh, was that what was behind you?
Yeah, I had a couch futon thing back there.
What's Kitty Cat gonna sit on?
Yeah, she sits on this chair that I'm sitting on when I'm not in here, or when I'm at my work desk, which is over there.
Right.
So I sit on that ball during the day.
Did futon not get much action during its time at the Stevens household?
It was a guest bed twice.
Oh, it was a hideaway bed?
Yeah, so futon it folds out.
I don't know. You're smarter than me for these things. I'm just like...
They also have another name. It's called flippin' stuff.
That's funny. My futon behind me is a bed, so I should probably know this. But,
yeah,
okay.
You should. Do you call yours a flippin'... I can't say it. It's too early in the show, and I haven't had anything to drink. Plus, I'm drinking water.
I'm drinking a Rodeo Clown by Carbach.
Nice. So, you want to know what I've been working on?
Hell yeah, man. Let's go.
Yeah, so I got this treadmill. I was on it 4 days last week, and I've been on it twice this week, and after the show, I'll be on it again tonight, and then I'll be on it again tomorrow.
Nice. Have you tried doing a meeting while you're on it?
No, and I'm not going to.
Well, I mean, I recommend walking. I don't recommend running.
No, but people will hear it.
Oh, really? What do you use? Teams? What's your?
Yeah, and
there's like a sound suppression thing.
Well,
it does amazing
mic,
stuff.
Or headset. I just use my laptop.
Okay.
And so no, I'm not going to do that. Besides, there's no meeting that I ever have that. I mean, there are a couple.
Are you guys like camera on meeting guys or camera off?
No, camera off. Mostly.
Oh, that's nice.
But if I were to, this is a boring conversation. Anyway.
What? No, people are fascinated by.
No one wants to hear how I'm walking on a treadmill in a meeting on an arcade podcast. Nobody wants to hear that.
I do that.
Oh my God. That's the most boring arcade subject. Never, ever talk about that again. Okay.
There's probably one person in the chat that's like, damn, oh well.
I'm moving merchandise right now. That's my main arcade thing. So I sold, I did sell the Kiddyrama booth. I sold, so that was a sort of a dangling participle. And of course, I mentioned on the last show that I was also selling my Monaco GP cockpit, which I sold, and my Pole Position 2 cockpit, which I sold.
To the aforementioned buyer?
Yeah, to the not mentioned buyer, which he shall rename nameless.
Yes.
And then I also sold to another buyer, a separate buyer, Miss Pac-Man, Space Invaders, and Super Pac-Man.
Oh, the cocktails.
Nope, cocktail I'm keeping.
Oh, I see. Very interesting.
Because that means more to me than the upright. And the upright's in really great shape, but it's essentially going to stay in the family, so I'm not worried about it. I get to go see it.
Nice.
Yeah, and so that's awesome. And then I have to get out of storage by July 28th. Actually, this is 27th I have to be out. So I'm on target for that now.
Oh, good.
So there goes my New Year's resolution.
You did it!
It will be done in July, so...
I got to get out of my storage unit. I just have 2 cars in it, but I'm dreading doing anything because it's like they have to both be repaired.
Knight Rider?
Knight Rider and the black van.
Yeah.
They're both black. I don't know if that makes any difference. They're dark. We've
talked about your Knight Rider. It has the dash kit in it to make it look like it's...
A full dash kit, yes.
Yeah.
It's got flat screens for the 2 monitors. It's got a DVD player in it, and also there's like a a camera with like kind of a HUD display.
Okay.
Heads up display. I guess that's what HUD means.
Yeah. That's awesome.
It's fun. Yeah, I do need to fix some wiring. Like I know for sure there's like a wire just shoved up into the fuses, which now I'm realizing technically you could shove a wire anywhere in there. That's just the positive red side, you know. But I was afraid to put it back, so I don't know what doesn't work right now because I didn't put it back.
That's funny.
But when I wired my DeLorean, I'm like, oh, this is how it works. Oh, this is good. No problem.
Yeah. So I also put up a Star Wars board set, Clay Cowgill board set all over the Facebooks, but I think I'm going to take it down and put it on eBay.
No, that's kind of cool.
And then I also, that's not really arcade, but it is in a way. I'm selling a DMG-01 Game Boy Red Edition with a case and like 10 games or something. And the games are classic arcade ports for the Game Boy. Galaxian and Galaga, and there's like a Midway Classics in there with Spy Hunter. And anyway, selling that. It has the original AC adapter, the Nintendo branded one, and the Light Boy. Remember the Light Boy?
Was it physically light, or it had a light bulb in it so that you could see what was going on?
It had two lights, two LED. Well, they're not LEDs. They're actually two incandescent light bulbs.
Oh my!
And you snap the thing on the top of the Game Boy. And it has a magnifying glass. It's actually great for old people because you can't see. And I was thinking about putting LED lights in it, but I'm just going to sell the whole thing.
Right.
$200. I think that's a good deal.
Now, does this put you down to 0 Game Boys, or do you still have some backups?
I have.
Why are you laughing?
I have a DMG-01 Black.
Mr. Peabody has a Light Boy.
And then I also have 2 Game Boy Colors, I have 3 Game Boy Colors. I have the purple translucent one and a blue and a yellow. So I got to sell those. I'm going to keep the purple one, though, I think. And then I guess, Game Boy transitioned into what? Game Boy, the SP, right?
Okay.
So it's clamshell. So I have a few of those. And mine are all the backlit ones, or the second gen backlit, so they're super bright. And,
do those play the same cartridges?
No, those are Game Boy Advance.
Oh, I see.
Game Boy Advance SP, and then I have the DS Lite, which also plays Game Boy Advance games. I have 2 DS Lites, actually.
Man, I wish I was into it back then. I was out there not dating any women, but trying. So.
Oh, I was married when I bought most of that crap.
Oh.
And take it on trips, and fly on the airplane, play my DS. Super fun. Yeah, and anyway, so I'm selling a bunch of crap. And I'm going to sell a phone booth this week, and then I'm going to be able to park my car and get all the other stuff out of my storage.
Nice.
Yeah. Ta-da! So Brian didn't have anything to talk about anyway, right?
He did say gadgets-wise he had stuff, but
he doesn't ever write it down, so we wouldn't know what it is.
He usually uses one row in the gadgets column.
Yeah, he did,
but
not
I doubt
do that.
he logged in and did it. So
he did not do that.
I think he does it during the show, but I'm not judging. Judge. Nope, nothing.
Oh, this is interesting. We talked about this game in its new format. All right.
Oh, are you looking at the news? Shall we go to the news?
Probably. Let's do the news.
Yeah.
All right.
The RcadeRadio Arcade Spinball Industry Alumni Arcade Opening Selecting Celebrities, World Record Holders, Operators, Coin-Out Conventions. The Arcade News.
We interrupt the ventilated electric.
And now, the Arcade News with
That's me. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
So, there's been a couple of news items, and one of them is kind of related to another one we did a few weeks ago. So from Engadget, Mr. Run and Jump will be the first official cartridge for the Atari 2600 since 1990. So Atari just announced a brand new physical cartridge for the venerable Atari 2600 console. Mr. Run and Jump is a 2D platformer that's taken plenty of design cues from recent indie games like Celeste. I don't think I've ever played Celeste. There's actually a game where all you do is run and jump on the iPad. I have it. I can't remember what it's called. It's black and white, and it's very simple, and you just tap. You got to jump over stuff the whole time.
I think you told me about that.
It's got great music in it. And somebody in the chat might remember what it is. It was a first-gen game for the iPad back when it was released in 2010. Holy crap, that thing's 13 years old. So anyway, Atari says that this is the first 2600 cartridge since 1990, despite an active homebrew scene that has, created plenty of its own retro carts in the recent decades. The Mr. Run and Jump cartridge ships in a sealed box and comes with an actual instruction manual, a rarity these days, unless you're talking about the DIY community, in which case they always go with a box and a manual.
Love it.
The cartridges are manufactured using all new parts and materials with modern design cues like beveled edges to prevent pin damage and gold-plated connectors. Well, also they did that on original cartridges, didn't they?
Yeah, I don't understand.
I mean,
no, there was no tin.
I guess there were probably tin on the earlier ones. I remember them being silver. But I thought they were gold, some of them. I don't know. Anyway, pre-orders are available as of the 31st, and it's going to be $60, which is, I think that's an okay price for an 8-bit game.
I mean, I feel like back in the 80s, a game could cost $39.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Which was like freaking an arm and a leg. I mean, if you were going to pay $6,000 for a PC.
Yeah, and I think, by today's standards, you're probably getting a pretty good deal, right? If you get it's fully boxed and manual and everything. I don't know. What do you guys chatters? What do you think? Also, from bleedingcool.com, Atari is going to release Quantum Recharged later this year. Actually, they've already released Quantum. No, they have not. They released Gravitar Recharged.
Oh.
Have you played that?
No, but I saw the video and I'm like, what is happening?
It is so fun. I have it on my Switch, and I played it a whole bunch last week. I love it. Anyway, Quantum Recharge. That's going to be awesome. So I would love an iOS version of that where you could just circle stuff. It'd be so fast.
Yeah.
You can be really good at it.
Yeah, I mean, you get to use your
finger.
Your finger.
Which is
I was going to say penis, but no.
Oh, my God. The air quality in this state is so bad.
Let's hydrate.
All right, so they revealed the latest edition of the Recharge series, which is acclaimed, by the way. If you haven't tried any of the Recharge games, they're quite good. They're not that expensive, like $10 a piece. $19 when they first come out for some of them, but I think some of them are really well worth it. And I think I have almost every single one that's been released. I bought Missile Command Recharge. That was the first one I bought. I bought it for the iPad, and it's pretty fun. And actually, on the iPad, it's easier than on the Switch because you can't aim for shit on the Switch with the sticks on your controller. So, again, iOS comes to the it has its advantages. So in Quantum Recharge, players must defeat waves of enemies by encircling and entrapping groups of foes. I mean, we talked about this too. They're not foes, they're particles, right? In the original.
Yeah, but I accidentally called them like planets. So
yeah. So maybe with no onboard guns, lasers, or missiles to shoot enemies down, Quantum Recharge challenges the player to avoid taking damage and progress through increasingly difficult levels of mastering these ships' maneuver. You guys know what Quantum's about, right? It's pretty much that. Only it's Recharged, so it's going to have new visuals, new music, which will include I don't know, chiptune style, EDM music, which is pretty fun. So anyway, it's coming out. And finally, there's a little bit of sad news about Atari. Bob Smith, Atari 2600 programmer, has passed away. So Bob Smith, a programmer at Atari, passed away on May 13. So let's see, what did he put out?
What games did he work on? Yes.
Video Pinball was his
24
first game.
titles.
Yeah, and he did a port of Star Wars, the arcade game, and 1995 Solar Eclipse. Those are some highlights, but he's got a long list, so check him out, Bob Smith, and it's sad. So
very sad. Oh, he did Atlantis by Imagic. I like that game.
Oh, Atlantis is probably one of, it's like, I think we talked about that on the show when we had Rob Fulop on.
Right.
And Rob, he did Demon Attack.
Demon Attack. Oh, such a good game.
I mean,
crazy.
They put out the best games. Imagic.
Yeah, they definitely were able to like push that thing to do weird stuff.
And Activision also always just had solid titles,
solid and just beautiful design.
Yeah. But it's always sad when you lose somebody who's part of the thing that created your childhood,
Exactly. And we didn't get him on the show. Damn it.
Shaped your childhood, I should say, not created, but you get
he created it. Like this is a simulation that he created.
It's a simulation. What's it? A simulation of your life.
Yes. Your whole life is fitting in a 4K chip.
Yeah, so, there's that. You want to just go back to the Cape?
Yeah, let's go.
All right.
Back in '82, I used to be able to throw a pigskin a quarter mile.
Back to the cave with Time Runner.
Why are things so heavy in the future? Is there a problem with the Earth's gravitational pull?
Hey, everybody, and welcome to Back to the Cade. I don't hear my little electronic sounds. What,
do you want them?
Yeah, could you have that? Because I don't have an article to read. I just need...
There you go.
Oh, there it is. I like that. I think I hear it. Yeah, there it is. So Back to the Cade. So Back to the Future, the musical, is opening tomorrow night in New York City. And Roger Bart is Doc Brown, and then a bunch of other people are other characters, and it's going to be great. I was going to go, but then I found out that every developer I work with is on vacation, and I couldn't.
Oh man, that's crazy.
And I'm the contractor, and they're all employees, so whatever, it's fine.
That's it.
Well, that's our Back to the Future news. But if you're in New York, you should check it out. Back to the Future, the musical. There's they actually hold a certain number of tickets so that you have an opportunity to go into like a pool, not a swimming pool, but like a pool, like a gambling pool to win, a lottery really, to get tickets for that any particular day. So that's kind of neat. I definitely am going to go to New York and watch it. Do you want to do a show in New York before we end the season? I don't know.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Do you watch plays? I'm sure you would like this one.
Oh yeah, I was an actor.
What?
Oh yeah.
Do you have an IMDb credit?
No.
Aw. I do, but for like bullshit. So.
I did community theater starting in 7th grade. And then when I got into high school, I tried out for the plays, and I was in a competition 1-act play, and I had starring roles in a couple and supporting roles in others. And I was always on, on the set crew.
Wow. And
then my first paying job not working for my dad was in a amphitheater production up north in northern Minnesota called Viking, a Minnesota Legend. And I was an Indian with no lines And I had to shave my legs and wear full body paint and a wig and a loincloth. Yeah.
What? This is very odd.
And I got paid $70 a week.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. It's a lot of money for a 16-year-old.
Yeah, I didn't have a job until 18, and that was a Whataburger. So.
No, I worked for my dad as soon as I was able to,
I worked for my dad, but for free.
Oh, he paid us. I think he paid us $6 an hour to move material for his insulation business. We had to wear masks.
Oh yeah.
But we were scrawny little kids, and we had to heft insulation bats from one truck to another when he started his business.
Wow.
And so it was good. But yeah, I was an actor at one time.
Acting.
Yes. And my script is around here somewhere.
What's the most popular play that you had to be in?
Well, I was in Tennessee Williams'
Cat on a Hot Tin Roof?
Glass Menagerie.
Oh, okay.
I played the gentleman caller, Jim.
Oh.
And then...
Was it a pretty girl that you got to call on?
Yeah. Her name was Heather Doble, and she was an underclassman. It's a terrible play because it's about an alcoholic and his crappy life with his sister and his mom and this
right.
Caller.
I think I've seen it once, not on purpose, but
students should not do that play.
Like they shouldn't do Best Little Whorehouse in Texas either. Yeah. But I just saw Best Little Whorehouse, and I'm like reading through it, and they're like, in the thing, it's like so and so is a 15-year-old student at so and so high school, and I'm like, what the freak?
Yeah. I was also in The Sound of Music as a character called Franz, who's not in the movie, but he is a Nazi sympathizer.
And was there a guy named Hans also? Or...
No. Although I think we probably did a whole thing on that. Nice. I was in 10 Little Indians. I was in... I was in The Night of January 16th, which is a courtroom play where it actually invited audience members to be in the jury, and then they would deliberate, and based on the performance of the plaintiff or the defendant, they'd make a decision. And sometimes I think we had one night where it was the plaintiff won or something, but you had two different endings. I was in a lot of stuff, so I don't remember it all off the top of my head right now, but it's fun. Good
nice. Time. Well, I've never done that, but I have asked out loud the question.
Oh.
What's in the juke? Everybody, welcome to the Season 7 edition of What's in the Juke. It's the game within a podcast. Today, we feature super short, isolated 80s music clips with a common theme. If you can guess the name of the group, you will get...
half point.
That's correct. If you can guess the song's title, you'll get...
half point.
Aha! If you can guess both...
full point.
I will be your scorekeeper, so feel free to throw compliments in my direction as I change the wording. Hey, thank you. I'm here all week. Last but not least, if you don't know either, please fight it out amongst yourselves. Fight! All right, Metropolis is going to try to do this from his glitchy phone. It's okay. There's only 7 people in there, so here we go. Now that the fighting is over, let's...
Oh, there's more than 7. Yeah.
Yeah, there are. I don't know what the number... The number has been really weirdly low, but there's a huge list. Okay, right. Now that it's over, let's...
Oh, you want to begin?
Begin.
All right.
Okay, I am ready.
All right.
Begin.
Okay, Here we go.
Good.
Do it.
Okay, here we go.
Good.
Okay. All right. Thanks. We're here all week, folks.
All right, here comes your first track.
And I'm only doing good while I'm having fun, and I don't have to please no one.
Oh my God, she's loud.
She's very guttural.
And I'm only doing good while I'm having fun, and I don't have to please no one.
All right, Mike Page.
All right.
Mike Page with Joan Jett.
Excellent.
And it looks like Mr. Peabody with Bad Reputation.
Perfect. All right. Here comes you. Oh, half point for
Half point.
All right, here comes your next track.
Hello, Charlie. Hello, Mom.
Oof.
It's a little digitized, but you can kind of hear her say what she's saying.
Hello, Charlie. Hello, Mom.
I can't.
Hello, Daddy. Hello, Mom. Oh, Mike Page in with another Cherry Bomb.
Yeah, Cherry Bomb is correct. That's
Half point.
And let's see if somebody knows the name of the band.
It is
Not-
Joan Jett singing, but it is not. It is
No,
not
it's
Joan
it's
Jett.
actually
It's actually Joan Jett singing. No, yeah.
no, it's
is.
that other girl, the blonde girl singing. Joan Jett was playing guitar in this song.
Are you sure?
Yes.
She wrote it though, right?
She wrote the lead guitar and pretty much most of the song, yes. But it's the 14-year-old or whatever. Ah, there we go, Mike Page, The Runaways.
It is the Runaways. So you're thinking of the. So this is the actual Runaways version with Crystal Telefero or whatever.
Is that her name? I don't know.
Yeah. But there is a Joan Jett version of this song.
Yes, she did cover it. Cherie Curry is the singer.
Oh. Okay. Nice.
Yeah, nice.
All right. Half point.
Half point.
And here we go. Next track.
Trying to smile, but the air is so heavy and dry.
Blah. That's the air of Minnesota.
Yeah, that seemed very appropriate for the current weather condition.
It's the particulate yesterday. The index was 158, which is higher again than Mexico City.
Oh man, Mike Page is killing it with Cruel Summer. Correct, sir. That's a half point to you. All there.
Right. Half point.
My laptop stopped working. Come on, laptop. Let's go.
It is Bananarama.
What does it mean when I can't? Oh, there it goes. Okay, good.
Mr. Peabody got Bananarama.
All right. Very nice.
All right. Here comes your next track.
You know that you wrap my heart around your finger so easily. Yeah.
Ugh.
Now that's kind of a deep cut.
Also, I'm wondering if we're gonna get flagged because we could kind of hear the music.
So far, on all of the things we've ever done, we've never been flagged.
That's not true.
We've only been flagged for the closing song at the end of the show, like in this whole season.
Oh.
Which we should not be getting flagged for, by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
It is Vixen. It is Crying.
Nice. Mr. Peabody got a full point out of that.
Yeah, and I mean, he was like right on top of that. Boom, boom. All right.
Nice.
Full point.
We're tied. Mike Page and Mr. Peabody tied with 2 points each.
All right, next track.
I don't want to lose this feeling. Oh.
Okay, that was actually quite impressive. I mean, without the music, that's...
You don't hear that melody with the multiple, everybody...
The harmony?
In.
Yeah.
Kind of makes me want to like do a whole show with Van Halen songs because everybody's singing during those as well.
Yeah, it is. So it is the Bangles and it is Eternal Flame.
Mr. Peabody ahead with another point.
Full point.
All right, here comes your next track.
Oh, why you look so sad? tears are in your eyes. Come on and come to me now.
And that's actually a really good example of when you remove the music and you hear the talent, that raw talent. You know, you can't do that with a lot of modern artists. You can't just remove the music.
Oh, looks like Metropolis is on the board with Pretender.
Nice.
The Pretender. So that's close enough.
Point.
And Mr. Peabody got the other half point with no. Yes, it is. I'll stand by you.
Half point.
Nice. Okay,
Nice.
Good work, guys. All right, here comes your next track.
Can you see them? See right through them.
Huh.
That whole song sounds amazing, by the way.
Yeah. Boy, that band sort of changed the face of women in music. The Runaways were really pioneering, but this band, they took punk and then all of a sudden became like this post-punk pop. You know?
Yep. So Mike Page got the Go-Go's.
All right.
And Mr. Peabody got Our Lips Are Sealed.
Half point.
Half point for both of those
8-Bit
guys.
Burn tried. It's Alex the Sealed. No. Nobody knows what that means, sir. That's Adam hitting you in the face.
Okay, here comes your next track.
I don't want to lose.
Whoops, that's not the one.
Some of them want to be abused.
Yeah. Wow, you
Nice.
picked some good vocalists tonight.
Yes, I don't know if you noticed the pattern yet.
They're all not men.
Yes, exactly. I was going to say chick bands, but that's cool, man.
That's close enough. Rhythmics.
Yes, Mr. Peabody. Rhythmics, correct.
Right.
Although
Half point.
Metropolis did correctly spell it, I'm going to give them each a half point.
There you go.
Half point.
And Mike Page comes in with Sweet Dreams.
Half point.
Nicely done.
All right, here comes your next track.
Spare a little candle, save some light for me. Figures up ahead, moving in the trees.
That's interesting. This band hates this song.
What? I love this song.
I know.
I had the hots for this singer.
Well, this band.
Have you ever seen them play in real life?
Yeah, no, I have not.
It's a good show.
They These Dreams is correct, and Heart is correct.
Yes, good job, Mike Page and Mr. Peabody.
Yeah.
Neck and neck. Well, technically, Mr. Peabody's ahead. He's first place with 5 points. Mike Page
Half
in
point.
second with 3.5 points, and Metropolis at an honorable third with 1 point.
All right. Yeah, so Hart, Ann Wilson, and Nancy.
Nancy? Yes.
And Nancy was married to Cameron Crowe. But
Lucky.
they're not anymore. And Ann is the vocalist on most of their stuff.
Right. It's really weird Nancy sang this song.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's...
She's like the Ringo of Heart.
except for she's like a lead guitarist also.
True. Okay. Good point. I mean, the percussion is smart. That's
She
important.
also came out with her own, her first own solo album like 3 years ago.
Oh, I'll need to check that out because
Yeah.
I'm still in love with her. So
It's pretty
we'll
good,
see.
and she does a cover of a Cranberry song. So,
Okay.
and
I don't know how it's going to be with two wives here in Texas, but anyway.
I'm sure. Come as your last track.
On the floating shipless ocean.
Okay, this we will get tracked.
No, we will not.
We will. I'm gonna.
I will bet you money.
Okay, I'll bet you 25 cents.
Okay, done.
Shipless ocean.
I mean, this is all the song is.
I did all my just to smile.
I love that shit. That is so good.
Now, I give a it is This Mortal Coil in his song To the Siren by This Mortal Coil. Mr. Peabody got it.
Full point.
I wonder if he's Shazamming that crap himself or if he's like.
He's got to know it.
Because that song is awesome. You get a bonus point if you know who the vocalist is.
And aren't they in another band or something? Is This Mortal Coil related to?
This is like one of 2 tracks that they guest vocal on this album.
Oh, I see. That's how it works.
Yeah. So.
Crazy.
It's a great. I'll give you a hint. Let's see. Heaven or Las Vegas. Does that ring any bells?
It does ring a bell, but I don't know the. It's mostly because today I read through so many songs. I was like, trying to pick stuff. Watts Russell. What?
Yeah.
Ivo? Interesting.
No.
This Mortal Coil. Cocteau Twins.
Cocteau Twins is the other band that she's in.
Right.
Yep.
And has this ever been in a movie? It sounds like...
I think it is actually in a movie.
Yeah, I just don't know which one. But, yeah. That's cool. I love that song.
Yeah. That's a great... Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me.
You're excused. So, yeah, we ended up with Mr. Peabody with 6 points, Mike Page, second place, 3.5, and Metropolis in third place, sorry, sir.
Oh, nice.
With 1 point, yes. Good job, everybody. Thanks for...
Right. Oh, look, I just found this thing. Oh, yeah.
All right, everybody else that tried to play, we're sorry. So, 8-Bit Burn, honorable mention for attending. And you too, Joe Drossen. We salute you.
So, Elizabeth Fraser from Cocteau Twins is the vocalist.
Okay.
Anyway, look it up. It's cool. Great song. And it was featured in Lost Highway, David Lynch's 1997
Oh, yeah.
film. So, I just Wikipedia'd that crap.
The internets.
The internets are great.
I love it.
So, now we've got 45 minutes to talk about stuff.
Oh, my God. What? Now we're good.
Do we have a call in the voicemail?
Let me see. I think the little red light's blinking.
Okay.
I'm
going to check.
That'll kill 2 minutes. Shit.
Oh, yeah, there is one. Let's check it out.
Thank you for calling 612-548-GAME. This is Arcade Radio. Please leave your message after the tone.
Hey everybody, it's your buddy, Bob Zarzadek, control panel expert and technician. Hey, Arcade Radio. Hi. What's up? I'm just, I'm also a creator, guys, you do stuff and I do stuff, right? I set up a YouTube channel like 5 years ago, and last week I finally figured out the password. I knew I wrote it down on something around my shipping container house, but I sort of forgot where. But guess what? While I was being moved outside of that Chuck E. Cheese, sort of tipped over, and all my stuff fell out of all the plutonium barrels. So while I was cleaning that up, I found the password right where I'd written it, on a sticker of a Charizard or something. It's one of those Pokemon characters that I've yet to see in real life. I carry my little red and white ball, around all the time, but no Cherry Charizards are ever coming out, so I've never caught one. It's a major bummer. Anyway, yeah, go check out my YouTubes, okay? I'm using it for blatant advertising right now. I need like 999,876 more people to subscribe so I can get to 1 million and reap the benefits. So yeah, please deflect your huge, enormous audience that has been listening to me for free every week to the YouTubes so a brother can get the hookup. All right? That's all I've got, okay? Don't forget, subscribe, all right? Do it right after the show, okay? Okay, enough begging. I know when I've worn out my welcome. You guys take care and have a great rest of the show. Zarzadek out.
I like when he used to drink stuff and then he would say, "Is it good with a meat stick?" I love that.
Yeah, I don't think there's enough.
Oh, there's a delay.
Oh, there it goes. Wow, that was a long gap at the end.
He must not have hung up completely.
Yeah, it's not like in prison where you know that he hung up. Those are some good years.
He's in prison like 2 years ago?
At least.
Oh my gosh.
I think that's when we were going on the air every week. So.
Oh my gosh, that was 2020. That's 3 years ago.
Cheers.
All right,
2020, glad to see that in the back window. All right.
Since it's just you and I now, we're going to have to come up with a good interview question for one another. And then we're going to throw it out to the chatters. It's something that we haven't thought of before. It has to be something new, right? So we've talked about, like, what's the weirdest thing you found inside of an arcade machine, right? We talked about the furthest pickup, the weirdest pickup, What other things in the,
An arcade. Okay, so let's go back to your youth now.
All right, back to my ute.
Your ute. Was there ever a girl you were interested in that you only saw at the arcade?
Okay, so that's a legit question.
Okay.
No.
No?
But the whole purpose of going to the arcade was to look for girls, which is a terrible idea.
Yeah, did anybody succeed other than Ken House is what I want to know.
Did he meet a girl in an arcade for real?
No, but I mean, I don't know. I just assume since Ken House is, rocking the 80s look still, which I salute, sir. I would love to. I mean, there's certain looks that I think are timeless, and he's been able to keep it up. So, I don't know. Good times.
Yeah, what about you? Would you ever...
Did I ever have that happen? Let me think about that. I think I flirted a bit in arcades, but never sealed the deal.
Did you ever give someone a token or a quarter for their game?
Oh, no. That would have been very, gentlemanly. That would have been great.
They were too valuable. Okay, so we've talked about in the past shows... I think I mentioned one of the first times I went to Chuck E. Cheese, someone handed off their Pac-Man game to me. Did you ever get a game handed off to you?
I did get a handoff, yes. I think it might have been Dragon's Lair, and at some point, I think within 15 seconds, I died. But they already had to dash out of the door, and they did not even know. So when they asked, how far did you get? And I'm like, I didn't get to the dragon, but close, because I really didn't know. But
all right, so we've talked about also on the show the biggest disappointing game, right? For me was Defender at Carboni's Pizza. What about you? What was your biggest disappointment?
Oh God, biggest disappointment. Well, so I have a two-part answer.
Okay.
The first one is in the 70s, and I'm in Paris. My mom is there. We see somebody playing a pinball, but we're really far away. Anyway, I talk her into giving me a franc or whatever. I don't know what the 25-cent version of the French franc is.
Sure.
And so we go up there, and she's showing me you put the quarter in, and then you hit this button, right? She doesn't tell me that there are flippers. So I think you pull she pulls the thing back, and then she's like, and now you watch the ball. And so I watched it, it bounced around a little bit, and then it went down the drain. I'm like, this game fucking sucks. So that was I was like, why do people even do that? I was 4 probably, though, but I have a very vivid recollection of this, because after I lost the 3 balls, I sat back down, and then some other little kid, a French kid, goes right up, sits on the chair, and then he hits the flippers, and I'm like, Mom, there's buttons on the side. And she's like, oh wow, I didn't know that. And I'm like, how old are you?
Yeah, because if you're really old, there were no flippers.
No, not at all. No, But
Jabba
but she should have known. Come on.
Jabba in the chat says that his biggest disappointment was he walks by Exterminator and goes, "Wow, that's a great cabinet." So he puts his last quarter in it, his last token, and that's where the fun ended.
Yeah.
I can relate to that. Okay, Mark, you had another part to that story. Part 2.
Yeah. So the other half was just like a real, where you see a game and you want to go play it and you put a quarter in it and you're like, why did I even spend money on this? And unfortunately, I'm having a hard time remembering. It was a black and white game.
Oh.
It might have been what's the submarine game?
Subs.
I have one. No, I don't. Seawolf.
Oh, Seawolf.
Seawolf. So the Seawolf at Astroworld, I remember I put the quarter in, but I couldn't get up because the little stool that's supposed to be there wasn't there.
Oh, no.
But I didn't know that. It was there the week before.
Oh, my God.
So I'm trying to play the game, but I can't see into the little stupid thing, and
the porthole.
You have to see through it for the Seawolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was it.
Was
it right there. 2 childhood disappointments.
Oh.
What about you?
Oh, a Defender, Carbone's.
The Defender.
I've told that story a billion times. Oh,
Exterminator
is a more recent one, but I also there were other games that I was wishing I hadn't spent my money on.
Oh yeah.
And usually it was one that lasted 2 seconds. And you never go back to those games. You're never like, let me try that again. I lost my quarter in 20 seconds.
Right. You need at least a minute to like make you want to do it.
It has to bait you and keep. There's a fine. Arcade games were designed to take your money, and as soon as they stop doing that, that's when you lose. That's when arcades can't make money, right?
Right.
So there's 2 reasons why that can happen. The first reason is if the game only lasts 15 to 30 seconds, no one's coming back to it. And the second one is if it's too easy and you become so good at it that a quarter just wrecks the revenue in the machine. So it's this balance. You need to find something. So here's a good question for chatters and for you, Mark. What game... I have a modern take on this after your answer. But what game in the arcades between 1978 and 1984 do you think had a perfect balance and you always wanted to come back to it and you always had a hard time with it? You maybe got a little bit better, but what game would you say would take your money the most because you felt you were pretty good at it, but sometimes you weren't?
I'm going to say it's a tie. Sinistar and Discs of Tron.
Okay, Discs of Tron is actually a really good one, and I think I'm pretty good at that game. I can last probably 4 or 5 minutes in that cabinet.
Mm-hmm.
A little longer at times. And then Sinistar, though, man, that's brutal.
I even have a vivid recollection of the first time I played it. It was at the Stop and Go that's just down the street from this house, which I hope goes out of business at some point, and then I buy it and then I put all my shit in there. But yeah, the whole yelling at you stuff and just like it made dying quickly the first time because I'd been insulted by this man in the big thing with the
run, coward.
How dare you? I'm not a coward. I got 4 more quarters. Bitch. So yeah,
I think a lot of people like Sinistar. There's some aspects to the game that if you're not paying attention, you'll always die right away. But I think that it's one of the cool games where it creates that sort of anxiety,
Right. You feel like you're going to be killed, like physically killed.
Because and it's coming. And you don't know where from where, right?
Right. Like, all of a sudden the stormtroopers in these ships are going to eventually hit me.
Yeah.
So
So in the chat, we've got Jaburga saying Leprechaun. He liked that because the cabinet was his height.
He didn't need a booster.
He didn't need a booster. And Mr. Peabody says Donkey Kong, for him, it was the longest game he ever played was about 15 minutes off 1 quarter, which that's pretty good on Donkey Kong. That's really, really good, actually.
Yes.
I mean, that probably puts you in the 100,000 club, right?
I mean, unless you run the clocks down every time. How long do you think the clock on a screen lasts on Donkey Kong? I wonder.
I don't know. It's like there's some weird counter on there.
Yeah. I mean, that's at least 15 screens in, maybe. Well, let's think about that. 30.
15 minutes? That's not.
15 minutes. No, I don't know math, so I didn't know there was going to be.
It takes you at least a minute to finish each one if you're fast.
Sure.
He might have been on like level 10 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it is awkward. It is kind of weird to own machines and know you can't get very far. There's this dragon's lair right behind me.
Yeah.
And I haven't been able to get to the princess.
Oh.
But I haven't like really, if I study up and memorize, the patterns, I should be able to do it.
Take your New Wave Toys version.
Yes.
And sit down with it on a chair, and when you're watching TV or whatever, just turn the volume down and start memorizing the patterns.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then go to that thing and play it, and you'll conquer it.
Gosh, one day. I think so. I mean, there's not that many screens. It's
and they repeat.
It's a fixed
they
number.
Flip.
Exactly.
So
if you could just figure out the flip, then
yeah. It is random, which makes it suck.
Yeah, I wish it wasn't random. What's funny, I did a playthrough on TikTok, and people are like, "That's showing different things, different." I'm like, I thought it was random. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it is random. I think there was a computer version that was not random, and so you could memorize each turn.
I think I saw that the arcade 1-up version of Dragon's Lair has a cheat mode, and it had like what direction you needed to go to.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Like if I had that in like my eyeball.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. Like
augmented reality.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. A heads-up display.
Oh, did we talk about the new Apple VR headset?
No, we did not. Briefly, we might have mentioned that it looked like the glasses from the first episode of Star Trek in 1965, the pilot episode, that they turned into a 2-parter, and they were shooting the rock, and it was red goggles on. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, speaking of Star Trek,
yes,
I'm gonna go watch it as soon as this show's over. I think
the
the show's over.
Is the show over? No, we're. You just want to go see the thing. You gotta I got you for another 5 minutes at least.
No, yeah. Okay, so favorite franchise game. If we're talking like Raiders, Star Wars, Star Trek, you can even say, I would say pinball, except for like every pinball game is. They're all licensed properties from movies practically,
Right, yeah. I mean, for every Black Knight 2000, there's 40
movie
licensed.
Games. So, all right, here, pick your favorite pinball license game and your favorite video arcade game.
I think I'm gonna stick with Tron Legacy for pinball.
For pinball, that's a great pinball.
Yes, which I own.
Yeah.
And although I really want the Pro with the light up things on the ramps.
Oh, that'd be like LE or Premium.
Yeah, Premium. That's it.
Yeah.
I actually have like a poor man's version of it where it just turns on, like it has.
Sure.
Lighting around them, but I unplugged it because I was like, this is dumb looking. I'm not going to do this. But for arcade franchise,
I mean, Tron and Discs of Tron. You said Discs of Tron was a favorite.
true, but I'm gonna try to go with something else.
Okay.
But would it be a movie? It's funny. Arcade games based on movies. Hold on, brain is thinking. Thinking brain, come on.
I mean, it could be something else that's licensed, but I'm trying to think of anything else that would have been licensed.
Right. I want to say the Indiana Jones game. It's pretty cool, but my wife hates it, and that kind of like.
That's the you're talking about the one that's based on Temple of Doom with the little cart.
Right, where you're. Yeah, it's on the Atari System 1.
Yeah,
I guess
the Roadrunner / Road Blasters / but yeah, that's I actually that was a disappointing game for me in the arcade because it had a very difficult learning curve.
Right, but I mean, I feel like that made the Temple of Doom movie better. Like, oh, there's like a cool game that it's better than the movie, kind of, which is weird, but. And
I actually really like Temple of Doom. I think it's a great movie.
I mean,
it opens with a musical.
What's that?
It opens with a musical.
I know. I just watched just the musical.
Anything
I
goes.
Paramount Plus. Anything goes. I don't know. Really know. And there's a cameo with Dan Aykroyd in there, right?
In Temple of Doom.
Yes.
Dan Aykroyd's in there?
Dan Aykroyd is at the beginning of Temple of Doom. He meets Indy at the plane and puts him on the plane.
That's him?
That's him. Watch the movie.
I'm going to. I don't
That's
know how I did
cameo.
miss that.
Oh my gosh, really? That's kind of cool that you don't know that. All right.
That is crazy. I don't know that. Okay, so in the chat we've got some licensed games that people like. 8-Bit Burn says Johnny Mnemonic Pinball, which is very good. And I was kind of with him on great pinball, bad movie. I love Lost in Space, the pinball machine. It has one of the best multi-balls ever. And it's a terrible property. It's awful. Judge Dredd is also quite good. The pinball machine is just all ramps. I love it. It's so cool. And it feels like you're, I don't know, on a ride when you play it. And 8-Bit Burn also says Krull. Mr. Peabody says now he wants to rewatch Temple of Doom. We should have a watch party. Jabaruga says favorite pinball was licensed was Medieval Madness remake. Okay, that's kind of cheating, but I like it. It's always Medieval Madness is fun. It's more novelty for me. I like to hear Tina Fey's voice in it. Just knowing that she was the person that did that when she needed money one day before she was famous,
Is that true? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Tina Fey's in that game. Check it out, man.
I'm going to.
Tron has always been like my favorite licensed game, I think, for a video game, except for the fact that both Star Trek and Star Wars cockpits put you in that position of being in the film in a different way. And I think Star Wars was the first one that made me feel that way, where you got inside it and you're like Luke Skywalker.
Right, exactly.
And then Star Trek, that was also in 1983, wasn't it?
Yes, correct.
I did not play that till much later, and I think it was better because I was a Star Trek fan by the time I played it. And so when I got into it, that whole welcome aboard, Captain thing really gets me off. I just love it.
Yeah. There's so many games I only saw on Starcade.
Yeah.
Freaking love that show. Man, Saturdays. It's crazy.
Yeah. I wish there's actually a Kickstarter for another show that's supposed to be like Starcade. I don't know if it failed already, but they had a pilot that they shot with some contestants, and it's basically Starcade, but it's called something else. I can't remember what it's called.
Memecade.
Awesome arcadeness, actually the name was not catchy, so
that's too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Jabaruga says Tina Fey was 27 2 years before she was hired by SNL. Huh.
Yeah.
Tina Fey.
And
nice.
Mr. Peabody says you need to try Star Trek Bridge Crew. Very fun multiplayer. That's the one with the VR glasses, right?
Oh, okay. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I think that's the one he's talking about. Okay, so now I have a fun thing for the Switch. They just released a Puzzle Bobble game. Do you know what Puzzle Bobble?
Yeah.
So here in the States, it had a different name when it was released on the PlayStation. Do you remember what it was?
Unfortunately, I started on PlayStation 2, and I only was playing fighting games. Puzzle Bobble on PlayStation.
Yep.
Puzzle Bobble 3D?
Nope.
Bust a Move?
Bust a Move.
Ah.
They didn't think Puzzle Bobble would play. So
but Bust a Move sounds like you're gonna
dance.
Get down to a rap song or something.
Right. So for the Switch, they came out with a new version of Puzzle Bobble. It's called Puzzle Bobble Every Bubble.
Okay.
And it's the cute dinosaur characters and everything. And I had no interest in the game because of its artwork. But I love Puzzle Bobble, and so what drew me to it was there's a 4-player version of it. So 4 of you can play simultaneously against each other. And this game is where you have to shoot a bubble of the same color at other bubbles with the same color, and there's power-ups and all this other stuff. It's really fun. It's addicting. But the big surprise of it is there is a Puzzle Bobble versus Space Invaders in it.
What?
And so they take all the bubbles and they're randomized.
Okay.
And they go across the screen, making the sort of the dun 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 noise with a different theme, and you have to shoot them all and line them up in threes, and 3 or more, and then you can you have to clear the screen, and it's gigantic. It's super hard, and I love it. I'm super addicted to it right now. That's like the game I played the most on the Switch. It's called Puzzle Bobble versus Space Invaders. Check it out. You gotta.
My wife is always playing those kind of things on her phone.
Dude,
and
if you get
somehow
this game, you guys can play versus, or with Puzzle Bobble versus Space Invaders, you can actually work together to get rid of all the. Yeah.
Nice.
And then you work against each other in that whoever gets the most combinations gets most points during the match, because there's 3 rounds. And it took me forever to pass the first round with only one guy. But you got to check it out. It's super cool.
Okay, will do. I'm putting it on my list.
I think it's not that expensive. It's like $40 or something. Yeah,
All right.
You can buy the physical copy for $40, or you can buy it, just download, which is what I did.
I do like physical copies.
I do too, except for I just don't have any room anymore, so I've been buying mostly digital.
Yeah. I think that's going to be okay. I mean, I have stuff I bought on Apple like 15, 20 years ago. It's still there.
Yeah, except for a lot of... Okay, so I agree and I disagree, because a lot of the content that I bought in 2010 does not function on new iPads because they haven't updated it.
Oh, no.
So you'd have to buy an old iPad, put an old iOS on it to play the game. It's pretty awful.
I guess I still have my old iPad somewhere.
And I'm wondering how long they're going to support, these archival games that don't work in their cloud.
Right. I guess that's true, but I mean, it's almost like you can't put a 2600 cartridge into pretty much anything that's not a 2600, so it's just a little bit more awkward.
What's that? I don't understand. What do you mean?
So the fact is that why won't it run in the new? I mean, it's still in iOS. It's just
but iOS is not the same as it was in 2010. There's been
it's still a
versions.
Linux-based operating system. So what happened suddenly? I guess everything becomes deprecated, and then there's new ways to do stuff.
Well, also there's been hardware changes to the platform. So,
okay, good point.
If you have a new CPU, it's not going to support that game unless they port it.
Yep.
And make the changes that need to happen. And so if the developer gave up on it in 2011, then you're never going to have it. So there was a lot of really fun games that I bought when the iPad first came out, and I would say probably a good dozen of them don't work anymore.
Yeah.
And there was actually a really cool Girls versus Robots game, GIRLZ, I think, versus Robots. And have you ever played Choo Choo Rocket?
No.
Okay. Well, you played Robotron. So
of course, yes.
This is similar to Robotron and a little bit like Choo Choo Rocket. But the cool thing it was one of the first games to take advantage of the multi-touch screen on the iPad. But that wasn't really the cool part for me. The cool part about Girls versus Robots was it turned the iPad screen into the top of a cocktail arcade game. So it had a little bezel. It had like scan lines. It was very Robotron-esque. I loved it. And I don't know if they were getting sued by Williams or something, but they did not keep the development.
Eugene was like, "You didn't take that shit off there." Is anybody even going to play this?
It was so fun. And, also, like, people would come out with these innovative games, and it was sink or swim back then, because how many people had iPads and how many people were trying to make games, and what was ever was popular. All these indie games were, like little point and click things that somebody made in their basement in spare time, and a lot of them were the same, tower based, defense games, and like Plants vs. Zombies. That one did really well because it's got a great theme. But there's like a bunch of spaceship theme ones that never really made it. Because nobody wants to play space games. They want to blow up zombies.
Right. Oh, and speaking of, I have an idea for our new show. We start the show and we are in like a COD. What can I think of the
cash on delivery?
No. Damn it. Counter-Strike is really what I'm trying to say.
We have to pay somebody, is what you're saying.
Counter-Strike, where we kill the chatters.
Oh,
Call of Duty. Call of Duty.
We kill the chatters.
Whatever. So we do the show, but we are killing people at the same time. And if you like are the highest score, you get to join in on the show briefly, and then we kick you out. And then
is COD even a thing anymore? I mean, like cash on delivery from like, have you ever received a parcel and you had to pay for it?
I got something that was shipped from overseas, and they made me pay some kind of when it went through customs, I had to pay something.
That's different though. Like I'm talking like the mailman shows up and says, "You owe me 85 cents."
God, I don't think so.
Or $3.95. I mean, I don't know. And all the commercials from the 80s and 90s, remember that for like the Bedazzler and like the Ronco rotisserie oven. At the end, they had that blue screen with the yellow, and it would always say the phone number and how much it costs, and call now, and here's the PO box, blah blah blah, and then COD available. You could buy it and pay for cash on delivery.
It still says that it's out there. I just can't imagine my mail lady coming in and asking for $10.
Yeah, mine is so passive aggressive now. He'd probably leave a note. Please pay me.
Leave the money in your mailbox.
Yeah, please pay me. I don't know.
Oh wait, This is in 2016. The Postal Service plans to end COD home delivery, so I'm sure it's gone by now.
Oh.
But can you believe it? In 2016, while we were still doing this, wait, were we doing the show?
I think we just started the show in 2016.
Just started the show, so we had an opportunity, I think, but it's over.
Yeah. I think we started in fall of 2016.
It says that there was only $2 million generated by cash on delivery in 2015. Sounds like a losing proposition.
Well, I just wonder, like, I was trying to think, like, wow, what would be in the 80s? What item would somebody pay COD at? And why would you do it? I don't
Cassette tapes, maybe, or
maybe.
I mean, I know that the people at the Columbia Record Club were looking for me for years.
Oh, speaking of commercials and COD, do you remember the infomercial for this Philips CDI?
Is that the Laserdisc player?
No, it was a CD or video CD based player.
No, I don't.
Put out by Philips, and it was used in dental offices for like, you could take pictures of the teeth and put them up on the screen. It was one of the first sort of utilitarian things, but they would try to sell it as a movie, like a replacement for the VHS. Predates the DVD, and they used to have games like a bunch of Laserdisc games were ported, and like Mad Dog McCree was on there, and
what?
Yeah, and what's the game that is anime based?
Not Time Traveler, right?
No, though that's the same company. What's the anime based Laserdisc game? There's only one.
I think I have it on this thing. Cliffhanger?
Yeah, that was on there.
Okay.
And I believe you could play Dragon's Lair on it. And
really?
Yeah. Oh, and Mr. Peabody just brought it up. But they had this awful Zelda game. It's actually considered the worst Zelda game ever made. And it's hand drawn.
Oh, no.
It is so awful. If you just Google it, YouTube it, it is a terrible game. But they had this like hour-long infomercial for the CDI, and it was like an $800 device. And I ended up getting one from my dentist, actually two.
Oh man, he was getting rid of it.
Years later, he had tucked all of them in his basement, and I said, "Hey, you remember those Philips CDI machines you used to have in the?" Because of course I knew about them. Of course I was nerding out while I was getting my teeth cleaned.
Right.
And I was sort of friends with my dentist because he lived up the street from me. And one of the last times I was at his office down in Lakeville, I just say, by chance, do you have any of those CDI machines left? And he gave me two.
Wow.
Yeah. And they both worked just fine. So,
do you still have them, or did you?
No, the games are terrible. The controller is awful. It's got a little analog stick in the middle that breaks all the time, and mine worked, but the games were so not fun to play on that format that it was just like the only thing that might be fun is to watch a VCD, and that is horrible quality compared to DVD.
Oh yeah, that's like real player.
But they also they had like Hunt for Red October. Like Paramount put out their stuff on every format. Like,
right.
So, Video 8, VHS, Beta, anything Paramount made.
8mm.
It was always there. So I actually have Temple of Doom on Video 8.
I do. I am jealous still of your Beta Max collection. So.
Oh, that's obscene. I gave up on that. I have. I'm not expanding my collection.
Okay. But are you contracting, or are you just like leveling?
Well, I'm probably gonna sell most of it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you sell the dentist's hardware as well?
No, I think I gave.
Oh, you gave it away. Nice.
Yeah, I think I gave one away to my friend who wanted one. Yeah, some of that stuff. Like I gave away my Sega CD collection, the entire collection. I just gave it away.
My God.
I gave my Sega Saturn collection away.
I know, you gave me your ColecoVision, and I've got some cool stuff up here.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes it's just not worth getting the money for it, but other times it is. And honestly, I gave the Sega Saturn collection to somebody who was a diehard Sega Saturn fan. And mine was unmodded, and I had gotten it for a song. Actually, I think I got it for free from a friend, but then I bought all the games. And then I just realized I'm not a Sega Saturn guy. So
Sega.
It's a cool system. There was and we've talked about this too, but it's ironic. Like most of the consoles I've owned, with the exception of the PlayStation 3, 4, and Xbox and Switch, but anything that predates that, I was always looking for arcade collections. Like a PlayStation 1, I had every retro, I still do, arcade collections that you could get. The Namco collections, the rare one, number 2, that nobody can find. I have that, which has, gapless on it, and a bunch of really fun, Midway arcade classics, Atari classics. And I was always trying to play arcade games on my consoles. So I think that's one of the reasons I got into arcade collecting, because I just and Van talked about this on the show last week. So these games, you need to play them on their real hardware. It's just not fun.
That's true. That was a good interview, by the way.
That was fun. Yeah.
I still think about that.
So Atari, though, the Atari 2600, you have a joystick and a button. And it's the most uncomfortable thing. It's like, I know we learned from that how to make things better, and they experimented with controllers and innovated and all this stuff. And even the Nintendo, when they brought the Famicom to the US, they have this little D-pad and 2 buttons, start and select. But that was not comfortable either. It's a rectangle, pokes into you,
Although I felt like the Intellivision controller was pretty goofy.
Oh, that's a terrible controller. That's in my top 3 worst controllers of all time.
Yeah.
The Atari 5200 controller is in that list.
Yep.
The N64 controller, known as the Batwing.
Right.
That is a piece of junk.
But you think this is quality?
Actually, I think that's one of the best controllers ever made. It's not complicated.
No.
The dog bone improved on that, made it ergonomic. Have you seen the dog bone controller? So it's a Nintendo controller, but it was sold with the top loader, and it looks like a dog bone, but it has the exact same layout.
Right. I mean, you can see how this, evolved into modern controller shapes.
Sure, absolutely. And the D-pad's still on the left, and your buttons are still on the right.
Yep.
Yep. And I still think, though, responsiveness on the NES controller is unmatched. Like, if you compare it to what Sega was putting out for the Master System, it felt mushy, The buttons had much higher
latency.
Yeah, and then the D-pad was like a rounded square. And so ergonomically it felt better, but it also it felt like you didn't have as much control as the Nintendo controller. I mean, the Nintendo controller is super precise. That's why every year I test myself to see if I can still play Super Mario Brothers and get to World 3 and then get to the stairs at the end and jump on the turtle and get unlimited guys, or 80 guys. You ever done that trick? You just jump on the turtle shell and it goes ding 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 ding, and then you start hearing ding. You get extra guy after extra guy. So.
Nope.
Yeah, I loved. There is a Console Wars documentary out there that if you haven't seen, check it out. It's the Nintendo versus Sega story with a little bit of other consoles thrown in for good measure. But one of Sega's marketing campaigns was Sega does what Nintendo don't.
Ah.
That was a legit campaign slogan. Yeah, I don't know how it worked in Mega Drive countries because Mega Drive was actually more prominent in like England, right? Over Nintendo. And if you read Retro Gamer, that's what it seems like to me. And, but yeah, in the Sega of America marketing team, and they talk about this in the Console Wars, they were after Nintendo, and they did a good job of gaining ground with their core audience, which was teenagers and young adults. And they tried to make the Nintendo seem like a kid's toy, and try to make Sega feel like it was the cool, more adult console. And it was in many ways, right? Because Nintendo had all these rules, and if you bought like Castle Wolfenstein, for example, for the Nintendo, like the dogs were turned into rats. The blood was all changed to purple. All of the Hitler signs were removed from the wall and replaced with, so all the swastikas and all the Hitler stuff were replaced with different images.
Uh-huh.
I mean, basically they just took the game and wrecked it because it was no longer Castle Wolfenstein. It was like Castle ROUSS's.
Castle Neuschwanstein.
With rodents of unusual size.
Do you know? Have you ever been in Neuschwanstein?
No.
It's in Austria, I think. It's nice. I think Cinderella's castle is based on it. Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
All right. Well, I think we've babbled on long enough.
We did it. We produced a full show. While Brian, who's Brian? I don't know.
Brian's probably done sucking all the juice out of that person.
Juice out of that hand. My God. And apparently that's like one of the worst things to do. He's not really known as a hand surgeon, but it must have been on like one of the bullets on his resume.
I don't think he likes doing hand work, but he's good at it.
Yeah. Oh man.
All right. Well,
Well, let's move to that tab. I've highlighted the column that is appropriate for just me and you.
Oh.
And I'll have to start so
Okay.
you can end.
All right.
Thanks for listening in on the Double R's. We will see you again for episode 18 in 2 weeks. This has been Arcade Radio.
Hey, just a sneak preview.
Ooh.
In August, we're going to have a female guest that's involved with the local Women's Pinball League.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, yes, it's my turn.
Yeah.
Right? Because we're on that outro.
That we're in the middle column.
Oh, yeah. So check out our website, which is arcaderadio.com, and it's never updated anymore, but it has links to stuff. And,
We may update it. You should check just in case.
And I think you can watch the YouTube episodes on there.
Oh, yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Hey, call and leave comments just like Bobby C. at 612-548-GAME. That's 4263.
And go ahead and, follow us on Twitch. You don't have to subscribe. If you follow us, there's no cost. If you subscribe, you got to pay something. And I don't know. No, you don't.
How much
really
money have we made from that?
Oh, yeah, I think like 10 cents.
Nice.
Which then I think I had to pay Twitch for something. Anyway, and I also don't know if there's an actual notification bell on Twitch.
Nah, I don't think so.
No, there isn't one. But if you follow, it will automatically notificate
Yes.
you.
Yeah, enjoy that. Hey, if you like what you're hearing, consider dropping a 5-star review, not
5 points.
A 5-star review on Spotify, iTunes, or Spotify, formerly known as Anchor, which you need to say really quickly together. Spotify, formerly known as Anchor, or wherever you consume our podcast.
All right, well, that's gonna be it for tonight's show. From Mark and Adam, we hope you had a blast, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Take care and good night. And this is where we take our pants off. We didn't even talk about Billy 7 getting a new job.